What's up, guys? I'm Jeff, the founder of Worldwide Cyclery, and today I'm going to tell you about Industry 9 Enduro 305 wheels. So Industry 9 wheels have been one of my favorites for years now, and definitely a shop favorite here. Anyone who's willing to spend the money on them has them. They are a very high-end wheel company, a small company out of Asheville, North Carolina, and their hubs and spokes are all made in Asheville, North Carolina, which is really cool. And they have very unique wheels that are very different. And man, they have this thing, I think they call it the system, but basically what it is, to highlight it right off the bat, is it does not use the traditional J-bend spoke model. So these are aluminum spokes that thread directly into the hub shell. And there's some awesome advantages to that, mostly being you don't have, a lot of times your spoke will break at that J-bend. That's no longer. Heavy spokes, because they're made out of steel, well, these are aluminum, they're much thicker. These spokes don't touch each other, so they tend to not make any noise under flex because the spokes aren't rubbing on each other. You still have a nipple that's actually just machined into the aluminum part of the spoke, and you true it exactly the same as you would a wheel that has nipples. So definitely a unique design to Industry 9, and something that has made their wheels sort of stand out over the last, maybe almost 10 years. I think I got my first set of i9s in, it must have been 2007, 2008. So like over 10 years, these guys have been making these wheels with this particular system setup. They do also make hubs that use, they call them the classic hubs. They use the traditional steel spoke that is made for a J-bend. So if you don't like this system, or you just prefer to have non-proprietary spokes, you can go with their other hubs. So aside from, the system that they make that has the hub shell where the spokes thread directly into it, the other key thing about Industry 9 wheels is the engagement, which is amazing. It's 120 points of engagement, and it is pretty loud. A little bit quieter when you put a tire on there, but the idea behind more engagement is you just have less dead zone before your pedal engages when you go to pedal. DT Swiss is probably, by far and away one of the biggest wheel manufacturers in the mountain bike world, who also makes great product. They have hubs that typically come stock with 18 points of engagement, and then they make a ratchet kit you can put in their hubs to bump it up to, I think it's 54, right? So we did a video on that, and a lot of people were like, wow, I never really understood what more engagement does. And when you put 54 in a DT hub after going from 18, you're just mind blown at how much better that is, because you don't have that dead zone before it engages. Well, that's 54, right? And 18 stock on most DT hubs. Industry 9's out of the box 120. So it does make a louder hub for sure, but there is virtually no dead zone. When you go to pedal, it's there instantly. And once you get used to that feeling, you almost can't go back. And my personal experience with Industry 9 wheels, when I first got a pair of them, they made my bike just feel so much more solid and stiff in cornering and in rock gardens. And the engagement was just so snappy and right there. I honestly don't like riding a bike without Industry 9 wheels now. They're by far and away my favorite. This is my current bike. I think I've had one other wheel set other than Industry 9 in the last decade on any of my personal trail bikes or enduro bikes. That was a race face wheel set, and which also had, I believe, 120 points of engagement. But I'm always back on i9s, and this set behind me is a set that I'm going to be putting on a Yeti 4.5 that I'm building up. This is my current bike, which is going to get sold. I'm usually filtering through bikes pretty often, but Industry 9 Enduro 305's there, and then that's what this set is that I'm holding right here. The reason they call it 305, the internal width of the rim is 30.5 millimeters, which in my opinion is kind of the sweet spot. I think any wider and you're just kind of adding useless weight to your rim, and any narrower, then you're getting that kind of like hot air balloon effect to it. That's an entirely another video about width of rims and which ones work best and what's kind of the ideal size. But for me, I'm typically running like 2.4 tires on my trail/enduro bike, and this rim internal width of being 30.5 is ideal for that. So man, I'm absolutely in love with these wheels, and like I said, they're they're pretty much a shop favorite, and let's show you guys some clips of these wheels in action. So there's still a lot more left to talk about these wheels. Aside from them just being, man, they're like jewelry. They're just incredible craftsmanship and so well done, all the way down to they literally have Industry 9 laser engraved on the spoke. I mean, that's just, those like little details are everything when you're buying a wheel set that's, you know, like $1,200 plus. So they are pricey. They do make other models that are less pricey, but if you're gonna go Industry 9, just get the good ones. And man, they make road wheels, they make downhill wheel sets, they make more cross-country wheel sets. The reason we're talking about Enduro 305s is it's the most common ones that we're putting on bikes here, the most common ones that we're selling as a mountain bike shop. And that's because these are going on anything from your, you know, 4-inch travel bike like a Yeti SB100 or Pivot Mach 429, all the way to, you know, 6-inch travel bikes like a Yeti SB6 or, yeah, I mean, Santa Cruz Bronson, stuff like that. These are pretty versatile as far as the rim width and the weight that people are looking for. So one of the most popular ones out there, this design you see on this wheel set here and that one there is the new logo and just all new branding that they're putting on their wheels. The old one is that. They used to come with red on there too, and I always would take the red off with a little contact cleaner on the rim because it doesn't go with the rest of my blue bike, but they don't have as much color on them anymore, so they're, you know, much more versatile color-wise to fit on your bike. Speaking of color, there's 11 custom colors you can get with these things. So, and that comes down to hubs and spokes and any crazy combination you'd really want to make. So we've done rainbow variations, we've done purple and blue and reds. I mean, it's wild. And you can see these ones here. So this has a different color rear hub than a front hub, and it's got 4 spokes, basically 2 at the seam and 2 at the valve. You can do anything. Industry 9's got this really cool color selector on their site where you can just play around and choose all these different color combos to see what you like. But man, it's wild how much option you have when it comes to really building something custom and special and unique to your own bike. So Industry 9 wheels, they are polarizing in that sense. They're different. So spoke tension's very different. It's very finicky. The spokes are proprietary to Industry 9, so that's a good thing to note there. And they're not maybe as easy to work on as a traditional wheel. You can't have screwed up spoke tension, things like that. So there has been in the past people that have had, you know, issues with truing them, this and that. I mean, I think any product has had some good experiences and some bad depending on different riders and their weight and what they're doing with the wheels and if they bought the right wheels, etc. But one thing I love about Industry 9 is anything we've ever had issue-wise with them, they've solved it immediately. They're always on top of their game. They're super nice guys over there. It's a small company and just you know, really cool people out there in North Carolina that are testing these wheels on some seriously gnarly trails in the Pisgah Forest. That riding is crazy where they're actually, you know, putting these things through their paces. I personally never had a single issue with the i9s. I think they're more or less indestructible. They do make carbon rims as well that you can slap onto this particular hub and spoke combo. Yeah, I mean, not much more to say about these things. They're absolutely amazing, and to me, they're the wheel of choice. I wouldn't really want to ride any other wheel. Sometimes I'll test other ones. I like to test a lot of different stuff, which is part of the reason why I switch bikes every 6 months, and I like to really get to know all the different products that are out there in the industry and test things, but I can't really get away from i9s. The way that the wheels feel on your bike when you're riding and that engagement, those two things right there make you pretty much never want to ride another wheel set after you try one of these. So if you get a chance to ride some of these, you'll be amazed. And yeah, let us know what you guys think. Are you riding i9? Are you riding something else? Have you tried these? And if so, have you noticed the amazing difference in how your bike feels compared to any other wheel set? Let us know in the comments, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys in the next one.